Early warning systems are a big help. They alert us that something is about to go wrong, whether that something might be in a car, on a plane, or how about early warning systems in life? Well, here's one that if you pay attention to, can make a big difference. I'm Dave Fleming. In over 30 years, I've worked with a diverse set of leaders and industries, from two guys in a garage, literally, to multi-billion-dollar companies. During this time, I collected and curated wisdom that I want to share with you, because at the heart of it, we're all leaders. Let's figure this out together. You're at home talking to someone in your family, or at work, or in some other setting, and all of a sudden, something happens, or someone says something, and you feel this turn in your stomach, or maybe your jaw tightens, or maybe you get a little red patch right here, or whatever it might be, and you feel this slight surge of energy. And then maybe that energy quickly becomes something tangible, like a statement or a comeback. And maybe it has a particular tone to it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Reactivity. Have you reacted lately? Like in the last, hour? It happens. We become reactive. And there are all kinds of biological and psychological and emotional reasons that we do. But we all know that dialing down reactivity is usually a good thing. I mean, you don't usually hear the advice, look, react more. I mean, get more angry. Really have a more ferocious tone, because that is really going to help the situation. Nope. We're usually trying to dial down our reactivity. Or after we've reacted, we realize with a bit of regret that we should dial down our reactivity. And sometimes we even have to repair a relationship because of overreaction. But hey, before we disparage reaction all the way, what if we reframed reaction? What if we reframed reactivity as an early warning sign, a signal that something is about to happen? Pay attention, warning, dashboard light flashing at you. Something is about to happen. And that something is likely not going to enhance the moment. So what this would require us to do is get better, become more sensitive to the early part of the signal. That little twist in my stomach, that little surge of energy, that tightening of the jaw. Or it can also be a thought like, really? Really? Okay. You want to go? What if we could get more aware earlier of some of the very beginning parts of reactivity? And instead of those leading to something dramatically unnecessary, they led us to a shift right in that moment, right in that small little micro moment, right before that first element of reactivity, whatever that is for you, right before that surges, right before the lighter fluid lands on the barbecue, right before that. But still, with some reactivity, that early surge, what if we could insert something different? Often the best thing to insert in that moment is either space and silence, or space and noting. Let's talk about both. Space and silence would be where you would be able to gather enough of your own wisdom and maturity just to stop in that moment, feel what you're feeling, and realize the best thing for me to do right now is not to enter this and to be quiet and to sit in this moment and let this either pass or reveal itself as something I need to address. Now, closely related to that, and often combined with sitting in silence, is noting. Noting. So you feel the surge, and you put the space in, you don't say anything, but mentally inside, you note it. Oh, anger. That's the first sign of anger. I know that feeling. Noting is powerful because it allows you to identify that something that's happening and then appropriately address it. And sometimes the appropriate thing to do is simply let it go. Like, oh yeah, there's that thing. There's that thing I do. It's sort of like a pain that just sort of flares up in your leg and goes away. Maybe it was just a little nerve pain and it's not a big deal. Oh yeah, I get those. Oh yeah, I get these moments of reactivity and they're not worth doing anything with. I simply need to note it and then let it go. Or I may need to note it and then do something productive with it. Wow, we're having this conversation as partners over and over again. And every time we get to this part of the conversation, I get this feeling. I get this surge of energy. I'm noting that. I'm frustrated. But it's happening every time. Maybe there's something here we need to talk about. But of course, you don't want to talk about it from an escalated position, that reactive position. But you may need to note it for future reference, for another time. Or if you can, like Gandhi, pull yourself into the moment with great centeredness, maybe you can talk about it right then. I've seen powerful moments with a leader and her team where she said, I'm all of a sudden feeling angry about our conversation. I don't want to take it out on anybody in the room. I wonder why I'm feeling angry. She wasn't laying that on anybody. She wasn't blaming anybody for that, but she was noting it. And because of the kind of team, the quality of the team she had, they were able to actually have a conversation that enlightened her and allowed the conversation to advance. Noting combined with space allows you to better identify, is there something I just simply need to let it go or something I need to address? The early warning signs of reactivity really should be reframed as an ally, as something that if we can get a hold of it in those early flourishings, those flutters, oh, there it is, and then either give it space, note it and let it go, or give it space, note it, and hold it for the right moment. What could you do to get more sensitive to the early warning signs and signals of reactivity? What are those for you, and how could you use them as an ally to get better at not overreacting, but turning the early flutterings of reactivity into powerful responses?